Got Landon Young.
Hopefully I won't.
SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week.
Hopefully I will not drop the mic again this week.
We'll turn on right at the top.
Yeah.
Questions? Josh?
Sorry, I have an apple in my mouth. You're obviously a big week for you, Landon. What were y'all seeing down there? I mean, the whole line played really clean. As a whole, it looked like, I think any of you guys probably could have been lineman of the week, honestly.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, we came into this week with a mentality week, and we knew that, for years past since I've been here, this has always been a huge just rivalry game. And, I always tell people bigger than Louisville or anything, like I look forward to Tennessee week because I'm ready to beat their butt. And, we went down there with mentality. We knew we had the weapons to do it. We just had to play disciplined football, and we had to put it together. Of course, the last couple of weeks, our offense had our first 2 weeks, offense did really good, defense not so well. And then the next game, the offense, we didn't have our best game, and defense just balled out. So we had to put it together, and it really showed us what we can do. There's still things to clean up, but when you start putting that offense and defense together to have a clean game, like we're pretty much unstoppable.
Larry?
Yeah, Landon, just wonder when you talk about the rivalry, but to actually go there and get the win, what do you think that does for the team's confidence, or is it not that big a deal confidence-wise?
Oh, no, that's a huge deal confidence-wise. And you think about, going down to Florida and beating them down there and what that did for our season there. It gives you, especially when the team is ranked or they're highly touted or anything like that, or just a big a string of games there that we haven't been able to win down there. It gives us confidence knowing that we've gone into a hostile environment, done something that we haven't done for 36 years, and it makes you look forward to each and every week. If you can play that well and you can shut a team, beat a team pretty handily like that, that you can play with anybody in this league. But again, it was a huge mentality thing to the rest of the season. You looked at the season that we beat Florida, early on. And, after that, I feel like we had a head steam of confidence the rest of the games. And I think that's part of the reason that we've won so many after that.
Shot play.
Landon, when you guys came out in the second half and Terry hit a couple of passes, how much does that open up the running game for you guys?
Oh, it opens up a whole lot. And that's something that we've, kept in our minds ever since the first game. We came out a little slow in the second half, and that's something that we've sort of put on the board as a reminder, besides our attitude, finishing blocks, making your right reads, knowing when to pull, when to give it, little things like that. One big thing that was on there was we need to come out of the second half faster. I think it has a lot to do with the leadership on the team and how that leadership is sort of picked up between, it's not just one or two guys, but we have 10, 15, 20 guys and even some young guys that are getting out here and we're leading. And we've got to get out there and get fast because, everyone knows that you get on a team real fast in the second half, especially after you're up on them on the first half, it's sort of demoralizing. It's sort of, you see their will just go away.
Nick?
Is it more difficult to get up for a game at Missouri? I know it felt like it was a little bit of a slow start last time out there.
I don't think it is. I think we've been able over the years to sort of adjust our schedules to where we're not, having a really, really long day Friday. We get down there late and have, a full day of stuff to do that evening when we get down to Missouri. I think Coach Stoops has definitely been able to manage our schedules a little bit better so that we have that rest. We have, food spaced out at different times to where we can replenish our bodies. But I don't think that's a big issue. I think it's just a mentality of getting up in the morning. It's are you coming to play your best ball game or are you not? And I think that's a big issue sometimes with a lot of these, better teams or even that we've had in the past. And, we get up and you just don't have – we call it getting your piss hot. And, we get up and sometimes you don't have that full mentality. And that's where you have leaders on the team. That's where you have coaches that sort of – in place to be able to get that attitude up and get you ready for that game and get your emotions up for that game.
Will you all be stopping in Williamsburg on the way there this time?
I wish. I actually like that place. It was real pretty. I love the turf on there. I told them before the game, I said, I wish we could have just invited Tennessee up there and played on that field, do a little neutral site game.
Curtis.
Landon, talking to Jamin Davis on his return for a touchdown, and he said near the goal line, it felt like he had a big blue wall in front of him with all the guys blocking. With the defense getting so many interceptions, are you giving them tips on how to block to make sure they can get the ultimate return?
No, sadly, no. They actually do a pretty good job of it. Maybe they should just come play backup O-line with us. But no, it definitely makes our job a little bit easier. But no, it's really nice to be able to see those guys making plays like that because I know how hard they work and I know how bad they want it. And for them to be able to actually go out there on the field and for it to pay off is just amazing to see, and just the emotion that pulls up on the team. Offense feeds off defense and defense feeds off offense. We want to give them a cushion and they want to get us stops, get points on the board.
DK.
Landon, you were talking about adjusting schedules. Obviously, this has never happened before where you think you're playing Georgia this week and now you're playing Missouri. I just wonder what that's like from a player standpoint. Does it change a lot of kind of mentality or what you're doing when they say, hey, you've got Missouri this week instead of Georgia?
It doesn't change a thing. And to be completely honest, because you got to take it 1 week at a time, all I'm focused about last Friday was, beating Tennessee. All I'm worried about this week is beating Missouri. And whether they change it or not, we got to come out to every single team having the same mindset that no matter who it is, we're going to go out there and we're going to beat the guy across from us. And we're going to do what we're taught. But whether it's Georgia or whether it's Missouri, I have the same mindset going out of every single game. I want to go out there and I want to dominate them. And at the end of 60 minutes, I want them to remember that I was there and know that I was there. And, I don't care what team it is. I don't care if it's a Pac-12. I don't care if it's a MAC game. Every single game, they always say you got to match their intensity. And I always say, no, they got to match ours. We got to go out there and they got to match our intensity if they want to beat us.
All right, we're going to go Josh, JD, and then Larry, and then we got Deton here, and we'll get him in. Josh, go ahead.
Landon, Coach Stoops has talked some about the streaks and being tired of the streaks, and I'm sure you know it, a lot of that stuff better than probably anybody on the team. But how is it different being the kind of the hunter on the side of a streak, where you guys have beaten Missouri a few times here in a row now? Does it change at all? I mean, I know you prepare the same way, but how do you kind of keep from getting complacent?
That there's always somebody out there that's better than you. And, especially in the SEC, it's not so much of who has a team full of D1 or first-round draft picks. It's who's going to go out there and execute it the cleanest. Who's going to make the first mistake. And, you look at a lot of games that happened this last weekend and you compare that to, like, everyone has good players in the SEC. But who's going to go over there and who's going to force turnovers? Who's going to go out there and make mistakes? Who's going to have penalties that kill them? Pre-snap penalties or kill them, put them behind the chains. And so each and every week it's sort of, for us, we want to go out there and prove to everybody that we're the best. We always get all the crap. We get all the, UK's not good. They started off 0-2, all this, all that. Well, keep on doubting us, and that's fine. We're going to go out there and we're going to try to disprove you every single week. We want to make the streaks of our own. We're definitely tired of them. I've lived them through my whole life, and, hearing about the Florida streak and not being able to beat them there, going down to Rocky Top and never being able to beat them in their own stadium for the last 36 years. And, we want to break that, and not only break it, but we want to make it our streak. Turn it around on them for the next 36 years and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Hey, Landon, Coach Grand talked a little bit about you guys feeding off the energy that the defense is kind of giving right now. Does that have an effect over there on the sideline when they're playing as lights out as they have, these last two games, to really kind of fire you guys up even more?
Oh, 100%. And even you can take it back to Tennessee, as an offensive line, as an offense period, we didn't come out super, super hot in the Tennessee game. And when, of course, they got the interception, pick six, and, everything like that, it sort of gets us more excited, makes us want to be able to go out there and take advantage of the opportunities we have. And also we know that the butt chewing at the end of the game, if we don't take care of the opportunities that we have, is going to be pretty bad. So, everything that they see, we're like, man, they've scored more points than us. Well, that's pretty bad. But we got to go out there and score more points than them. We don't want our defense to outscore us. So, no, it is really exciting, and just the energy you feel from the defense. And like I said, every person feeds off everybody. You got everybody that may not get snaps and contribute to the game. All of them are up, and they're all getting hyped and patting everybody on the back, patting everybody on the shoulders, getting everybody's energy up. And that is so huge. When someone says that, or you're a guy that doesn't really play and you sit on the sideline, every single guy on the sideline matters every single week, whether it be a mentality, whether it be just checking people, making sure that, they're doing the right thing, giving them coaching reminders that they may not hear from the coach during that game. But every single person on that sideline matters when it comes to energy. The screen went black. There we go.
All right, Larry, we'll wrap up. Landon with you.
Yeah, Landon, just wondered what it meant to you after the game to see Coach Schlarman get the game ball again.
Oh, that was huge for me. And, I owe that man a debt of gratitude that I can never repay. It's not just getting me ready for football, getting me ready for the next level of football and getting me ready to try to lead my team, as best I can throughout this season. But he leads me to be a man. And to be able to see him with everything that he goes through, he shows us what a true definition of a man is, and that, there are no excuses. The man's fighting for his life every single day. And to see him be able to come out to practice, and I know he's tired and I know he hurts and, this and that, but literally coming out there and giving us every single thing he's got, even though he's got kids at home that he wants to have energy for at home and be able to spend time with them. But he comes out here and he gives it everything he got because he loves this sport and he loves us. We're all like kids to him as well. But to do that, that was just, it was really good to see because he deserves it. He's one of the hardest working coaches I've ever been taught under, and, one of the best guys I've ever been taught under, period. And I've had some really good coaches in my life, but, John Schlarman, he's a different character. I'll tell you that.
All right, guys, we'll get to Tanya in just a second.
Thank you all.